Alright guys, so the first step when we're sponge painting our paper is just to check out the colors we've got. We've got blue, purple, and white. Does anyone know anything about blue, purple, and white? One thing I know about blue and purple is that they're next to each other on the color wheel, and that means I can mix them together and they would make a really awesome new color. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get to mix all these colors together, and we're using a sponge. So this is a sponge. Sponges are awesome. We got a really cool sponge today because we have the kind that actually grows in the bottom of the ocean, and they have a really nice texture. So one thing to remember when we're sponge painting is that you're not trying to cover the whole paper. It is okay to have some white spots on your paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a part of my sponge and I'll dip it in maybe a little purple and just a little bit of white on there too. So now I've got some purple and some white, and I'm going to start dabbing my paper. Now when you paint, normally you're going to do brush strokes back and forth, but when you sponge paint, you don't do that. You just go up and down all over the paper. So I'm going to add a little bit of purple to my paper. Get a little more purple and white. I've only dipped 2 times now, and I'm halfway through with my paper, so you don't have to keep dipping and dipping and dipping to get a really cool look. Now I've dipped 3 times. Just got a little bit more purple and white. Okay. Now I'm going to get a little bit of blue. So I'll get some blue and maybe some purple at the same time. So I've got blue and purple on my sponge. I'm going to go ahead and start again. I'm not trying to cover every single spot on my paper and have a new solid color. I actually want to see this nice texture. And this looks pretty cool because I'm almost getting a fade from a darker blue to a lighter blue, so maybe I'll make that happen on purpose now. I'll just add some white and purple at the bottom. And now my paper has a nice gradual change from white to darker blue, and I think that looks really good. So remember, you're not going to get any more paint than what came on your plate. So when you feel like you have used all the paint, you better dip your sponge on maybe on someone else's paper or just somewhere on your paper where you have extra paint, because this is all the paint you're getting. This paper looks nice and complete because it has some white spots and most of it's covered. It's covered all the way to the edges. I don't have like a white ring around my paper. So when you're finished, your job is to take your paper to the drying rack, and then you can wash your sponge off. When everybody at your table's finished, the brush washer can wash the plate of paint off, and the table washer can go ahead and wash the table. And then we will just have some extra arc time